for heat treat. Here we go. Let's do it again. We're going to do something now that will hopefully eliminate the problem we had last time. We're going to round out this corner and then smooth it out so we have a nice, clean curve. So the stress concentration will be much less, and hopefully it will not crack in heat treat, which is just ridiculous. I never had that happen before. But we're learning all kinds of new ways to destroy bowie knives this time, aren't we? Alright, we're going to light the forge. I'm going to put this in there, and I'm going to heat it up, and I'm going to preheat my oil, because when you preheat the oil, it actually equalizes the temperature quicker. So it'll actually heat treat better if I heat the oil up first by putting a piece of hot steel in there. Then I'm going to stick this back in there, and I'm going to put the knife on top of it to help keep it straight before I heat treat. Well, it worked. I think it hardened. All the scale popped, which is a really good sign. It was definitely hot enough. It was pretty even. It didn't crack anywhere, which I'm really happy about. It's a little bit bowed, but I've got it clamped up now in the vise, and I think I'm not going to worry about the rest of it, and I'm just going to temper it. So my favorite way to tell hardness is by sound. So you can tell it's cutting, but it's pretty much always going to cut after a heat treat. For me, I've never worked with steel that gets that hard. So it is cutting. It sounds different, though. Here's a piece of softened, this is a Neil 1095. That sounds completely different than that sounds. That's how you can tell. It definitely did harden. Not crazy hard. So we're going to do the temper. No clamping, because the vise actually straightened it out, which is a miracle. I'm going to do it at 450, actually, because I want it to stay about as hard as it is, just a little bit softer. This thing is flat. Absolutely no wobble in it. It's like... I mean, there's nothing. It's like so flat. I love it. This thing actually went through heat treating, went through tempering like a champ. It's not crazy hard, I'm sure, but it still sounds good, honestly. I mean, that's not bad. It's still cutting. You can see it's kind of cleaning it up a little bit on the surface. But this is a heat treated, tempered blank. I think I might do a second cycle of this because it does make them stronger. Like, it physically changes the nature of the steel. The chemical compounds change and make it a little bit better. So I think we're going to do a second cycle at 450 and then we'll be done. Second temper cycle is done. It is looking pretty good. I mean, it's a nice even black color, which is good because we're going to have a forge scale on the back and the spine, so that's nice. The spine's rounded, which is okay because it's probably not going to be used for striking a ferro rod anyway, and it looks better when it's rounded. The curve is a little bit sharp there. I kind of want to smooth that a little bit more, I think. So I only ground very, very narrow bevels on this knife for now with the grinder. That is because I didn't really like how it was going on the grinder, the belt grinder, after the really wide ones I was doing before with the angle grinder. These are just going to be tighter. They're going to be better angles generally.
It'll make it actually look better later.
I could pull them back to my lines with the belt grinder a lot easier. It looks good though. There you go. Now the blade's ground down to a good working thickness. Is not quite as thick as it needs to be, but it's close, and the bevels look beautiful, nice and even, very nice. We're going to finalize the handle shape, and we're going to make it exactly the way I want it. I can't make it too amazing because I just can't. I'm not that good at it. But anyway, I'm going to do what I can. Not heat treated there, and it is there. It's not cutting there, and it is there, so that's fun. Let's try to soften that, actually. I'm glad it's hard, though. All right, it's cooled down. Let's see if we helped any. Oh, yeah. Super soft now. Okay, now we kind of my least favorite part, which is the guard. Maybe not least favorite. I don't know. Grinding the bevels in the blade is probably my least favorite thing ever. We have to figure out how much steel we need because I do not have the template I had from last time when I did this. So we're not going to go too crazy huge. Crazy right there. It's about 7 inches.
It's obviously going to be a lot easier if I drill this and cut the slot out, file it out flat versus when it's curved. And I think I'm just going to drill it out, file it close to fitting, and then I'm going to do my forging on it, get all the curves and everything. I don't want to get it perfect because then it won't be perfect after the forging. I'm going to make all the machinists mad, if there are any machinists watching this, which of course there aren't. I'm going to scribe down the middle. Beautiful. Last time I did this, I got this completely wrong, and I sketched this part of the blade and filed to that, not this part of the blade. Really nice. Now we drill a 5mm hole, which is a little bit smaller than a 1/4 inch, and then we can file it out to 1/4. I'm just sanding the tang right now because it's the hardest part by far. The rest is basically like nothing compared to this, so I like to get it over with first. It also gets rid of the metal shavings when I sand the wood. After doing this, it just makes everything nicer.